This is White Dwarf. If you know what Warhammer is, you probably know what this is. It's their in-house publication for all of their game systems and all of the products they release. And this is the German issue 8, and it came out 2 years before I was born. When I got into Warhammer, I got into it through a local shop that was close to us, and that shop was a small Games Workshop store. They're all called Warhammer now, but they used to be called Games Workshop. That's where I fell in love with miniatures. They had a big display window full of painted armies, huge models. They had these beautiful tables that people were playing on with nice terrain. I remember playing a demo game of Battle for Middle-earth strategy game? Middle-earth strategy battle game? Battle? I think I got it right the first time. It's a confusing name. The Lord of the Rings miniature game. That was really cool. And so I used to pop in there like once a month, look at the miniatures that I couldn't afford and think about what to wish for Christmas. And while I was in there 4 times as a kid, I was lucky enough to get my parents to splurge on one of these for me. They were pretty expensive, but they contained beautiful pictures of painted models. They had cool narrative scenarios, artwork that got me inspired. Sometimes they'd have little painting guides. It was my favorite magazine as a kid for sure, even though I only ever had 4 of them. Now, as I got older and I've been growing my collection of miniature-related paraphernalia, it's always been a dream of mine to have my own collection of White Dwarfs. I've never talked about that on this channel, but sometimes the stars align anyway. A couple weeks back, I got a comment on one of my videos from a viewer saying they had a large collection of White Dwarfs. They were in Germany and they were looking to pass it on to me, and they wanted to gift me this. I got into contact with them, and they turned out to be an incredibly kind and caring person that no longer had the space for this collection, but wanted the magazines to go to a place that would appreciate them and maybe have an opportunity to share them with others. So we talked a little bit, and then we set a date. My partner and I, we rented a car and we drove to this person's place. And when we pulled up, they had started packing these White Dwarf magazines into plastic crates, ready for me to take with me. I didn't know at the time how to express how thankful I was for this, how much this meant to me. I still don't. I mean, I can sit here and I can endlessly repeat that this is the most generous gift I've ever received, that having a collection of my own old White Dwarfs is something I've always dreamed about, and how unbelievable it feels that a random person would just like knock at your door one day and just hand you that as a gift, without it feeling like I'd done anything to deserve that. Obviously, I'm sending a care package back. My partner and I went and found a bookcase to make room for this collection of White Dwarfs. And then when we got home, we set up the bookcase and I started sorting all of these magazines from about issue 13 to about issue 200. This collection was mostly complete. Those are the years I was most interested in, as over the years White Dwarf did sort of drift from a magazine about the community and the hobby aspect towards more of just a generic catalog of commercial advertisements. You're not finding guides on how to scratch build terrain out of trash in the new ones. You will in these old ones. White Dwarf is a monthly publication, and so my way of passing on this great gift is I will bring this monthly publication to you in the form of a monthly members video where we flick through one issue of White Dwarf together. I think it's a nice way of honoring this collection, looking at the history of our hobby together, and giving something back to the members who support this channel. So this video originally was also going to be a members exclusive video, but I decided to make it a public one because I had to share this generous gift and talk about it. And also, I want everyone to know how awesome old White Dwarfs were. So today, this will be the video. Maybe you are painting some minis and you've got this on in the background. Maybe you're trying to fall asleep and you just want something relaxing to listen to. I know that's when I would watch a video like this. I hope you're excited to get into White Dwarf issue 8, March 1996. This is the earliest White Dwarf I have. All right, let's take a look. So this is what White Dwarf used to look like back in the day. This logo has undergone some changes over the years, but something that has remained relatively consistent is the cover always has this beautiful artwork on it relating to the issue in some way. As far as I know, White Dwarf has a German version, a UK version, and a US version for sure. There's probably also other regional versions. And the way they did this is sort of, it changed over the years. So I think at first, the German version was basically just translating the UK articles. But over time, they did start adding their own articles in there as well. Now this artwork is incredible. And just look at this. I mean, man, this is all analog artwork. This background probably was airbrushed. And then look at this Tyranid. I mean, they just don't make him like this anymore. This is so cool. This is just so beautiful. And I mean, it's stuff like this that gets people excited about playing Warhammer, right? Imagining these worlds as if they're real. So what does it say here? The White Dwarf has a new face. There's a new character model for Chaos. There's some tactics for Warhammer Fantasy. There's some tips for Blood Bowl in here. There's some modeling tips. There's a Hellhound tank for Warhammer 40k. And then there's a little segment answering like reader letters and stuff like that, right? So let's open this up and start looking at this magazine. So first thing we see is this beautiful display of heavy metal paint jobs. You can see the heavy metal logo there. And so Heavy Metal, if you're not familiar, they're the official painting team that work for Games Workshop. So all of the Warhammer models, they're all painted by the Heavy Metal team. And then I believe Forge World, they had their own team. But the sort of the style of painting with these edge highlights and the whole idea of like doing base coat and then layer and then wash and then highlight, that's all the Heavy Metal style. And lots of really, really famous painters have worked for the Heavy Metal team over the years. And so this is a Zinj champion. Looks like it might be a kit bash with some pink horror bits there. But I'm not familiar with most older models. I know some people, they know all of the model catalogues by heart. I'm not one of them. You'll have to forgive me if some of these models I don't recognize. Well, most of them probably. I love that they just include all of these beautiful illustrations and decorations everywhere. There's a magician on a flying demon. I'm just gonna translate the German text verbatim. So I know like this probably has a different name, this unit in English, but I'm sure you'll understand. I like this guy. He's got at least 3 arms, and he reminds me a little bit of like the Zinj guy from Silver Tower. Maybe that was inspired by this. Here we've got a greater demon of Zinj. Really good. I mean, this was really the best you could do with the paints available at the time. I remember looking at these sort of paint jobs and thinking this was just absolutely unattainable. But nowadays I could easily paint a model that looks just like this. And that is partly due to the quality of paints getting better, but also it's the knowledge gap, right? So nowadays we have YouTube videos like my own, where you can learn how to paint and learn all of the theory behind it, and people will share the knowledge that they have gathered over countless of hours of trial and error, right? And so it's much easier to learn how to paint really well nowadays. Back then, this was god level. I mean, and it still holds up. These are still incredible paint jobs. Look at those horrors. They're so charming. Really, this is an era of hand-sculpted miniatures that I think is peak. It's so good. Look at these guys. Oh man, these grins. The hands of the horrors with the tube fingers, those always used to freak me out so much. And then it looks like these demons of Zinj are fighting some classic slayers and some maybe iron breakers over there. Some dwarfs. And then this is also something I love. about Old White Dwarf is all of this beautiful handcrafted terrain. I mean, people used to obsess over this, right? I'm not that old, guys, I'm pretty young, but I still remember. So there's people who grew up with Warhammer, right? And they would look at these White Dwarfs and there would be some piece of handcrafted kit bash terrain in there and they would try to replicate it. I know there's like Kim from Kim's Talisman actually recently did a video where he got a 3D print, sort of a recreation of one of those White Dwarf tabletop terrain pieces someone had made. So here's a little editorial section of the German White Dwarf, just talking about how they changed the look of the magazine. And this actually is really cool. This is talking about the Spielmesse. I made a video about me going to Spiel last year, and I'll be going this year also. So these are pictures from Spiel in '95. Spiel is where Golden Demon is held in Germany. It's a huge convention of tabletop and board games and miniatures, and I think this is pretty fun. They are referring to their staff as Games Workshop trolls. It says, a Games Workshop troll is helping a younger player with some tactical tips. So here you can see everything that's going to be in this magazine. I believe most of these images probably will be repeated. There's another picture of a Slayer right there. Some sort of Beastmen with a really nice hand-painted freehand banner. Some sort of probably 40k Empire Blood Bowl guy? I'm not sure. A terrifying alien monstrosity. I'm guessing that's a Gene Stealer or a Tyranid? There will be some Blood Bowl in here as well. Oh, and here we can see the full artwork that was used for the cover. What an amazing piece of art. That's so good. I love the whip. So this is interesting. This is talking about all of the new releases for Warhammer Fantasy. Egrimm van Horstmann, some sort of character that's a metal kit, was 80 German mark. So this was before the Euro, obviously. There's a Troll Slayer here, a Giant Slayer, a Dragon Slayer, and a Demon Slayer. So this was the month of the dwarfs. For Blood Bowl this year, they had an expansion box called Death Zone for 70 German marks, some Grudge Bearers, Orkland Raiders, Halflings, some Tsar Negrund Ziggurats, not sure what those are, Targ the Unstoppable, and some Skaven Blight Scramblers. And then for 40k, they released the Codex for the Tyranids, a Lictor, the Hermagons, a Biovore, a Hellhound, Flamethrower, Tank, and then 3 options for Valhalla Ice Warriors. Here we can see a picture of that Hellhound with the Flamethrower attachment. They're also talking about a video game here. It's called In the Shadow of the Horned Rat. I've never heard of that. New Warhammer Chaos boxes. I just miss the old Warhammer logo. It's just so beautiful. I feel like they could have modernized this better. Like if you just have this same silhouette, but just make it flat white, it would work so well. And the new logo is just worse. Arbal the Undefeated. Man, that's a cool mini. Look at that mount and the paint job. This is what Chaos Warriors used to look like in 1996. And that hand-painted freehand banner. Look, all of the banners used to just be poles, and then you would either print out a banner or paint one yourself on a piece of paper and just stick that on there. Use those classic monopose Chaos Warriors. I think this was after Hero Quest was released. And the monopose Beastmen also with halberds. Some Chaos Knights that really, these look nothing like the Chaos Knights that we know now. So different. These were sculpted by Michael Perry, who you might know nowadays from Perry Miniatures. So the Perry brothers, they used to sculpt a lot of miniatures for Games Workshop. And then these models, it says Ellie and Trish Morrison. So I'm not sure. I'm guessing this one is Ellie and Trish. And then these are all Michael Perry. It doesn't actually specify. Also, look at the old Citadel Miniatures logo. I just love this logo so much. Why did they change that? This whole video is me just saying, things used to be better before. I swear I'm not a grognard. I just really appreciate handmade aesthetics. And I think fantasy stuff looks bad when it's overly commercialized. Like, more of this, please. I'm begging you. So Egrimm van Horstmann, some sort of mage that was turned to chaos, and then he's got a stat block here, and then there's a stat block for a chaos dragon as well. And there he is, Egrimm on his chaos dragon. I had never heard of Egrimm van Horstmann. Look at that banner. Oh my god. Look at that banner. That is all presumably freehand. Unless it was like printed like that. So this would have all been metal. Man, look at that two-headed dragon. I love these serpentine, derpy, weird beaked dragons they used to do. So good. Look at that. I mean, come on. How can you not love that? And with the goblin green base on the with the light blue background. That's just so beautiful. All of these pieces of gear and stat blocks and special rules you can use for this character. And then here's the points list if you wanted to field this in Warhammer Fantasy at the time, which I'm guessing this would have been 4th or 5th edition Warhammer Fantasy back then. This page is about 40k, and we can see the Codex for the Tyranids featured the same artwork. And man, that's a Codex to hunt for, because that artwork and that logo as well. Look at this. Look at that text treatment. I mean, this was a style that even in 96 was beginning to feel nostalgic probably, but really harkens back to sort of the sci-fi classics, which is really fitting for Tyranids. Of course, talking about a wizard, Cornelius. Cornelius is surely not the greatest and most famous wizard of the old world, but in his tower there is a giant library that, according to the laws of physics, shouldn't be able to fit into that crooked little tower. In that library you will find many books containing ancient and mysterious knowledge. With the help of these books, Cornelius will be answering your questions in each issue of White Dwarf, and that will be called the Warhammer Almanac. So this was a sort of a Q&A section, and they made up this wizard just for that. If you had any questions about Warhammer, Cornelius would answer. That's such a fun way of doing it. Here someone's asking some rules questions. If I'm casting the war magical spell Gork's Hand to move a night goblin regiment to within less than 8 inches of an enemy unit, when and where are my fanatics released? And then they answered with the corresponding rules. In the days before Reddit, and when internet forums about Warhammer probably were less a thing, this is how you could get your questions answered from home instead of having to go to your local game store. And they even illustrated here. Can Nagash lead a regiment of undead? And if he does he profit off of the caution boss rule? I just appreciate them having all of these really nicely laid out battle scenes to illustrate the tactical questions people were having. I mean, I don't care about the rules, but look at this little well someone made on their team. And like, most of the stuff you couldn't have bought as a model kit. It would have been scratch build, or it would have been a combination of other kits and paper and sprues and stuff like that. And so here we can see Nagash indeed leading his regiment of undead. Oh my god, Nagash just absolutely mogging these halflings down here. Oh, so fun. Also, amazing 40k artwork here of a hyper-sexualized assassin. Some quick-fire questions down here. I love how specific and nerdy these questions are. I have a Warhammer Skaven army. Can my Warblock engineer on my death wheel carry magical items and spells? How often can a warp spider exarch with 2 monofilament slings shoot? I mean, there's a reason people make fun of us. It's talking about a specific Games Workshop store in Cologne. I wonder if it's still around. If you're in Cologne, tell me, does this store still exist? Oh yes, heavy metal. Here we go. These are some Beastmen painted by the Heavy Metal team, and these are all hand-sculpted metal miniatures. I have been really getting into those as of late. I love looking at these. Having stacks of magazines with these paint jobs in them is so special to me. It's really hard for me to explain why and how much that means to me. But I just feel like this is a piece of history and a piece of my childhood that otherwise I just wouldn't be able to experience. Like there's scans of White Dwarf on the Internet Archive, and obviously there's the Warhammer Plus subscription, which gives you like their Black Library full of scans as well. But flicking through it physically is just different. Look at the beautiful transitions on that horn. I know, like that was really hard to do back then. Those paints did not cover well, and they did not thin well, and they basically didn't do anything well. They're just awful paints. I mean, when I got into the hobby, I think it must have been like, I don't know, like 2005 at the earliest. Those paints are still awful. Love this guy. I think my favorites out of these are probably these two though. They're really cool. It'd be great for a Mordheim warband. If you can find those, I'm sure they're around. Here's rules for how to have chaos mutations in Warhammer Fantasy. So it's talking about the different chaos gods, talking about the realms of chaos, and then different mutations. Awesome Nurgle piece there. And now this is really special. So it's talking about chaos mutations for your models, right? But then it's actually like giving you physical tips on how to do your own conversions. And it's talking about pinning and the right tools for the right job. And then here it is explicitly telling you to convert and kit bash using Citadel plastic and metal kits, something that Games Workshop just absolutely doesn't do anymore. So these following pages, so these are all conversions done by Games Workshop staff to create chaos monstrosities. Love this guy. This is so good. This is so good. Like this is the stuff that my favorite people in the hobby are doing right now. And this is where that came from. This is where this was born, right? This is the history of our hobby. It used to be about the creativity. At the heart of Warhammer is artists sculpting and painting miniatures, drawing concept art, making up worlds, writing lore, authors, sculptors, illustrators, painters, and hobbyists who would then take all of that inspiration and make it their own. Do little fun conversions like this, right? And with this YouTube channel and with the projects I work on, with the indie artists I feature on here, my goal is to show that to people, right? If you're only into like painting Space Marines and Warhammer 40k, or if you're only exclusively 3D printing miniatures at home, I want you to see the depths of this hobby. I want you to see where all of this comes from, and together with you, I want to learn about the history and the rich background this all has, and for all of us to see the beautiful things people are capable of in this hobby. This guy's my favorite. Champion of Khorne. Fuck yes. Hoofed feet. Look at that sword, the blade coming out of the mouth of the sword. So good. So good. Beautiful stuff. Here we've got some Valhallan Ice Warriors. And so apparently the miniatures had already been out for a while, but there were no rules for the mortar, and this provided some extra lore for their home planet. I particularly like this little segment explaining how to paint different types of Arctic camo. Looking pretty fresh. I've not actually painted anything with camo because I always paint fantasy stuff, and camo wasn't really needed in fantasy. I mean, in medieval times, it was really important that your uniform, your clothes, when going to war, would stand out and be easily recognizable, so generals could see their troops from afar, and also so you'd know who was on your side and who wasn't. Only with the invention of black powder and firearms really did camo become a thing. So I guess fantasy settings don't really call for camo all that much. I suppose you could do like some elven rangers or something with some camo. That would make sense if they're like laying in ambush. Another fantastic piece of old Hammer artwork. I mean, if you couldn't tell by now, I'm not really that into 40k, but I do love good art. And the 40k universe is very fun. So all of this is rules for the mortar. It's really interesting thinking back to a time where you would get like major rules updates in a publication like this. For me, it always was about the miniatures and the pictures and the bits of lore that you could read. More Ice Warriors here. There's the mortar. Ah, I love a mortar. Look at that shell. Holy shit. That is huge. That guy's fun. He's shouting. A lieutenant. There you got a corporal with some sort of crazy laser weapon. Oh, I love this weapons team. That's such a cool gun. With the wheels. Oh, that's really fun. I like these sort of more old school sci-fi laser weapons they used to do. You don't really see a lot of that. I mean, it's supposed to be a flamethrower, but this... I don't know why I thought it was a laser weapon. To me, this looks like some sort of laser cannon with the blue wire. This is really fun for me because a lot of these minis I've never seen before, due to them being old, but also just due to them being 40k. I just haven't really seen a lot of 40k stuff before. Here we got some Blood Bowl stuff. Also never played Blood Bowl. There wasn't really a Blood Bowl scene where I'm from, so I've never played it. I imagine it's quite fun. I'm not really into sports at all. Maybe that's why, but I mean, I can't imagine this not being incredibly fun. Look at that artwork. Holy shit. Look at these guys. They're having the time of their lives. I mean, that guy isn't. Ah, I see. So here we go. This is a Blood Bowl team for Chaos Dwarfs. Ah. I mean, look at them. Ah, Zor Negrund Ziggurats. Look at this guy. So the Chaos Dwarfs, they got an update for Age of Sigmar recently, and they've changed quite a bit. These guys, I don't know what they're called. Look, Dwarf Centaurs, I'm going to call them. Centaurs? Centaurs. These Centaurs were basically the only models I really liked out of that range. Oh, and the Hobgoblins, of course, the new, what are they called? Hobgrots. I like those, but I mean, come on. Look at that guy. He's got the knuckle dusters, he's got the sunglasses, he's got the beard, he's got the tusks, he's got the hat. Look at that hat. It's got two skulls on it. Top one's grinning. That is a perfect miniature. This guy is also awesome. I love the old Hobgoblin faces. Those sort of long faces. I mean, these poses aren't great. I'll admit that. But if you look at all of them, I mean, that guy is just the fucking coolest. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with this dude. I need to find him. He's great. I mean, most of these are pretty janky, but that guy fucks. Blood Bowl does look really fun. This is a box set they were selling. So this would be a big box set with 2 teams. You can play with your friends, just like all the other box sets they would do. This guy looks really fun. I wonder who he belongs to. Is that like an elf? It's hard to tell with those colors. It's a Christmas elf. That guy's great. I mean, I've seen that guy before. He's awesome. I love the stripes they did on the boots and the little 4 o'clock shadow. Is that what it's called? 4 o'clock shadow? 6 o'clock? I don't know. now I'm doubting myself. So these were some teams you could get. You could get these Orgland Raiders, the Grudge Bearers. Oh, they look really good. Awesome. And the Skaven Blight Scramblers. They're fun. And then here, some Blood Bowl tactics and rules. Oh, look. They'll show us all of these teams. All right, I love that. Let's take a look at the Grudge Bearers then. We've got a Blitzer. Damn, that's a cool helmet. With that faceplate and the red fist. My mind immediately always goes to like, how could I use one of these minis for like role-playing games? Who could this guy be? Oh my god, he's even better. I love this dude, Longbeard. He's so fun. Oh, come on. Come on. The red fists, they're so good. I mean, this guy feels like a repeat a little bit. Oh, I guess because they're the same. Oh, actually. Are these like just alternate bits? Or I guess you gotta somehow recognize the role they have. Interesting. That guy's great. Grim Ironjaw, Dragon Slayer. And there they all are. The green bases. I do love a goblin green round base, as you know. So what's this? Attack on Tyran. Oh, so this is a bit of a lore dump. There's a lot of like Inquisitor talk. So this is all about Tyranids and an inquisitorial attack trying to get rid of the Tyranids. This is awesome artwork. Look at this. Look at those faces. These guys are not messing around. Tyranids are such a cool mix of the Zerg and a Xenomorph, and I just love that. Also, this guy looks straight up like the Predator. Oh, look at this. What is this? Tyranid invasion in the Empire. This is crazy. What the hell is this? You've got the High Fleet Behemoth, High Fleet Kraken. So you can see kind of where they're spreading. So the High Fleet Behemoth is going to Macragge. See, I know a little bit of 40k. I've heard of Macragge and of these High Fleets. And the Kraken, they've taken Moloch, Devlin, Viridian, Lamarno, Ienden. I know Ienden from the paint Ienden yellow. Mirel, Rednar, Iker 4. I have not heard of any of these. Planet of Death, it says right here, in yellow font that's hard to read. Very interesting. Heard of Baal, Homeworld of the Blood Angels. Look, here's Fenris. There's the Earth. There's Ultramar. Oh shit, who are these guys coming for Ultramar? Also Kraken? Damn. Painting a Tyranid and doing like some freehand tattoos on the skull could be fun. Would need to be an old school Tyranid though. One of these fucks. What's this? Death Zone. That sounds pretty fun. Hello, dear sports fans. Welcome to the new season. The tension in the Blood Bowl arenas of the old world is rising. New teams, better players, more stars. Death Zone seems to be the dream of any coach and their fans. Let's look at the new expansion pack in detail. So here we go, there's new teams. So this was an expansion for Blood Bowl. Looks like we got some halflings and some Skaven over here. Oh, I mean, just the colors, it's just so good. I love this vampire, by the way, so cool. I would love an old Night Horrors vampire, maybe one day. Just like a real classic Count Dracula, Nosferatu type. Looks like Blood Bowl had some cards. This one's an influenza virus. Really interesting design in there. What's this? This is an ad for Games Workshop looking for people to work for them. It's literally a job ad. Are you open, flexible, intelligent, and interested in the Games Workshop hobby. They actually used to call it the Games Workshop hobby. That's really fun. Have you imagined yourself translating games or army books? You think you might be born to be a salesman? Maybe you've always wanted to be in charge of your own Games Workshop store. If you're interested in one of these jobs, you should apply quickly. Interesting. So even in Germany, you would still send your letter to their English headquarters. Oh, I'm so excited to be going to Nottingham later this year. Here we've got some more Cornelius, this time talking about some hidden gem tactics, talking about setting up your regiments in diagonal lines and how that could be helpful. I like how they're actually like teaching players these tactics. I mean, just having this as like a visual aid, it's just so fun. Like seeing all of this. Also, no movement trace. These were all moved by hand. But the look is great, right? I mean, also the river and those forests. I want a big table with terrain like that to take pictures and then to play on. It's one of the projects that I've always got on the back of my mind. But it seems like so much work to do that. I'm only one guy, you know? I don't have my own studio working on this. Look. Got the old Goblin Wolf Riders. Can I focus? Oh man. Hippogriff with tiger stripes. Oh, so much freehanding on all of these models. Now what do we have here? So this is an advertisement for a video game published by Mindscape. I've never heard of them. So you could win a copy of this game. There's a Goblin Doom Diver here in very rudimentary 3D graphics. And to win, you had to answer these quiz questions. So, how many Skaven in the Council of 13? 12, 13, or 14? Which clan of Skaven is famous for their assassins? Scryer, Ashen, or Pestilence? Who wrote the Warhammer Skaven Army book? Andy Chambers, Rick Priestley, Jervis Johnson. And that's it. If you sent that, you could win this game. And this is really fun. These are the minimum specs to play this game. But I think you'll get a kick out of this if you're younger. You needed at least 8 megabytes of RAM, but 16 megabytes were recommended. Also, make sure your CD-ROM disk drive is capable of double speed, and you do, in fact, own a mouse and a sound card that is supported by Windows 95. It's crazy. This was only 2 years before I was born, and already this feels like just a completely different world. Pyromania. So this was all about this new tank that, I mean, if you're asking me, it's kind of uggo. Yeah, but they were obviously trying to get you to buy this new Flamethrower tank, so they put a bunch of rules and tactics for it in here. I do really like this template that you can put on the ground to see where your flames are going. And these Tyranids look great. Oh man, look at those big ones! They don't make them like they used to. And this is the terrain. Look, this is all just like foam, cut up, right? Painted. You've seen Jeremy from Blackmagic Craft make this kind of stuff. You've seen so many YouTubers make this kind of stuff. But back then, this was like, nobody knew how to make this, right? This was a whole new hobby emerging. People needed to learn from magazines like this. You got some ideas for camo for your tank. You got some ideas for like decals you can put on there, little sigils. And then this, you can cut this out. Luckily, the person who owned this did not cut this out, so I can show you. This, I guess, you can cut out and glue together and then bring to your games. This is something that always makes me really jealous and sad when I see it in old White Dwarfs. So Games Workshop used to have a mail order. This is the coolest thing ever. So you could order whatever from them just by putting it in this list, right? And then mailing this to them. But the awesome thing about this is they would send you individual bits at one point. Maybe these guys were plastic, right? And you're like, oh, I really like those helmets. At certain points, you could just put those helmets into the mail order and they would send you those just individual bits. That's crazy. And the prices were insane. So here you go. Here's an actual catalog of stuff you could get at this point. Look, it's Talisman. Kim. Whoa. The game that brought us Kim's YouTube channel. This was only 89 German mark. I love how they have everything marked as new. That's new. You can see like how small the ranges were back then. Like for Blood Bowl, a third of it was new in this issue. Okay, you've got an advertisement for the White Dwarf. So you would pay 45 German mark for 6 issues. So that's about $4 per magazine. If you convert that to euros, if you adjust it for inflation, it's about $40 for the 6 of them. So about 6 or 7 euros per issue. I think I might have messed up the math. But look, this one came with a miniature. Man. Here you go, here's the Orkland Raiders. The photographs are of the raw metal miniatures. No paint job, which is interesting. This guy looks fun. He's got a saw. Oh, he's just gonna saw into his opponents. This guy seems like he would be really fun to convert, like change that to like a rock or maybe like a little snotling or something. I love the skull cap. And these guys are really fun. And they're kind of awkward, but they're great. I mean, this guy, look at the swagger. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the Skaven. That is such a cool helmet. I wish they would make a Skaven with that kind of helmet. This guy I feel like I've seen before somewhere. They're great. I mean, this guy you don't need to do any conversion to just have him work in Mordheim. Here's the halflings. Great pose. And then these we looked at already. Oh, look at this. Tyranid parts. Oh my god. Actually, that's crazy. So here's what a Hormagaunt used to look like, right? And now the interesting thing is, so these are the arms, you get them separately. But look, this is them without those arms. And they are so fucking close to the xenomorph. That head is just 1-to-1 a xenomorph. It's just that they've got like shorter, stubbier tails, and they get those arms which really change up the silhouette. I've never seen like quite how close that resemblance was. One of my personal favorites, the Biovore. Such a cool model. And you can see it came also in 4 parts. And then you have these little spore mines. They still hold up. They look great. Here's the old Lictor. Oh, he looks really awkward, but so fun. The head. And then I love this little exploded diagram of how to put them together. Oh, things like this are just so good. Look at this! You just don't see this kind of stuff anymore with Warhammer. Like this would make such a cool poster. Like scan this, blow it up to like A2. That's a really cool poster. Here we go, there's even a picture of the sprue. So back before they had sort of algorithmically perfected parts placement to optimize the space they used, they would just like put them manually and have like so much empty space on the sprue. It's crazy. The wheels as well, like every frame used to be square, right? You couldn't do all the organic frame shapes that they have now. Oh man. This guy rules. What a speed freak. Oh my god. He's great. I love to play Gaslands with a guy like that. And I believe that is it for issue 8 of White Dwarf from 1996. And the last thing we've got here is the back, which features this beautiful vista of Tyranids fighting against, I don't know, some sort of imperial army. We've got like some horseback riders. These guys. There's some ogres. There's these guys that are like the jungle soldiers. And then here's all the Tyranids. Oh, I mean, this guy is just so cool. I've always loved this model. They're so freaky and so otherworldly, and they remind me of killer clowns from outer space. And once again, all this beautiful handmade terrain, right? Like you couldn't buy this kit, I don't believe. Maybe you could actually, but certainly these trees are all handmade. And here's the famous alien cacti that everybody has to make at some point. Here's a little ruin. They had a pillar with some rebar coming out of it. Looks like a birthday candle. And then we got some swampy trees in the background. That just makes for such a cool image. Beautiful photography. If you know Louise from Rogue Hobbies, she used to take pictures for Games Workshop. I recommend you check out her channel if you haven't already, where she talks about all of this. Well, all right. I had so much fun looking at this old White Dwarf with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe the stuff we saw in here inspired you a little bit and you found this video nice and relaxing. If you are already a member of the channel, then next month I'll do the next one. So I don't have issue 9. We'll skip to issue 13 and then we'll look at that one. And if you're not a member of the channel, these videos will be available for members of Disciple tier and up, so that's the middle tier. It's a way for you to support the channel. You get videos like these, but also you get access to the Discord server, behind the scenes stuff like that. Thank you so much for giving me your time and diving into our hobbies past with me. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.